Hello, hello, hello. I am disturbedcanon. You can call me Disturbed. And today we're doing episode 2 of our budget magic series, or budget MTGO series, let me say. Uh, Here we have a very cheap deck. I believe 20 ticks for this deck. And I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but it's kind of a cool concept. The deck is built around this card right here, Lantern of Insight. It makes it so that both players play with the top card of their library revealed, and what that means is if you build your deck in such a way that you can consistently mill the top card of either player's library, you can control what people draw. Now, a lot of people will recognize this as the idea behind Lantern Control, an older deck style that has fallen out of favor. The difference between this and Lantern Control is, first off, the budget, and second off, we are trading out the green from the original Lantern of Insight decks to blue for the sake of making it more of a Dimir control shell, using the Lantern of Insight as a way to force surveil effectively. Compared to a deck of a higher price range, the only thing that we are truly losing out from is Yahini's Expertise is a significantly worse board wipe than other 4-mana options in Modern. With a higher budget, that would be the first thing to be replaced. Other than that, everything is about where you would expect it for a Dimir control shell running a Lantern of Insight package. You can see we have a decent selection of counter spells and creature destruction. This card right here is part of the reason I wanted to try this as Dimir, because there's a lot of synergy between milling our own library and using Drown in the Loch as a good counterspell and removal spell because of it. Additionally, we're running Delve creatures to be able to cast things out of our graveyard, and Embodiment of Agonies as essentially an honorary Delve creature that gets bigger with the more different converted mana costs we have in our graveyard, which we do have a good selection. Logic Knot is another Delve spell, of course. In the sideboard, we have a 3-mana board wipe of a sort, and Murderous Cut to act as good removal, creature removal. We have Ashiok Nightmare Weaver here, which acts as essentially an additional finisher against control, as it's just one more threat against heavy counterspell decks that can't interact well with the board. Unmoored Ego is just a good way to stop combo decks in their tracks, as you can pull out the one card they need for their combo and they can't do anything anymore. Pithing Needle and Sentinel Totems are just silver bullets for matches where we need those kind of silver bullets. Overall, the strategy of the deck is going to be to play a control game where you sit back, stop people from drawing good cards, counter the cards they actually do draw, remove the creatures they play, and eventually win with just big fatties over here that we get at a discounted price because of our graveyard shenanigans. That's all I have to say about this. Hopefully it goes well. I'm gonna pass it off to the games. See you there. Yeah, you do you. Griff Spoon, what are they playing? And another one on top. Interesting. Once Upon a Time. Well, I can fix Quiet. Quiet's pretty easy to fix. Let's go ahead and go to Filters. How's that? Can you hear me better now? Still have Griff Spoon on top of their library. How is that even possible? Do they have 3 Griff Spoons just all on top of their library? I don't... Okay. That's interesting. Well, let's play the Underground River so we can play this Embodiment of Agonies on curve if need be. There's not much else we can do right here because this was a weird keep. We know what their hand is for the most part. We don't know exactly what they kept, but we know that it was most likely 2 lands and 2 Griff Spoons. Do I want to counter this? Not really. It's only +1/+0. And it's able to recur itself. Not immediately, but it is eventually. Rising Canopy. That is exactly what we want to see on top of the library. Hyena Umbra. That is worth countering, though. First Strike is not something we want them to have, if we can help it. Alrighty then, we really want that Thought Scour. 3, 4, 5. We can't cast this Tasigur anyway, so we might as well just play the Swamp and pass the turn, being ready to cast Thought Scour, Tasker, or Embodiment next turn. I don't know which will be better. Slippery Boggle on top. I don't want them to draw that. So we're going to use Lantern to make them shuffle. All That Glitters is the newest card for Boggles, and it is a very good card for it. Yes, 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 you have a very big creature there that I can't interact with very well. I think Embodiment might be the better choice, just because it can block this Gladecover Scout. It doesn't seem like they have any other creatures, otherwise they probably would have cast it. And no First Strike on this means that it's pretty easy for us to deal with. So, let's play a land. Crack this, make them shuffle that Slippery Boggle away. Use an island to Thought Scour ourselves because we don't really want the Fatal Push. And we want the biggest embodiment we can get, which is going to be 4/4 apparently. That's okay. Not super big, but it'll work. What are you doing, opponent? 2 cards in hand, Flying Death Toucher. Show me what you got. Excuse me. So we don't know what's in their hand anymore. They've played everything we would expect. Oh, come on, opponent. Crack that Windswept. Oh, and we don't have mana to counter that. That's the problem with playing a control deck. Here's the problem right now. With First Strike, Death Touch doesn't do anything. We have no way of getting rid of that Daybreak Coronet, so we're just going to concede here before they see any more of our deck. Let's draw a card, see what we got. Yeah. Yeah, we had no way of winning that. Okay. Good to know. So, we know what they're on. Unmoored Ego is a good way to get rid of that. Flaying Tendrils is a good way to get rid of it early. The rest of this doesn't do much at all. Ashiok isn't super necessary because we're not dealing with graveyards, and truthfully we don't need to mill any extra. Our targeted removal can't hit anything, so let's pull that out. I think that's how we're going to run it back. What do you think, chat? Submit. Yep. I know, I'm just talking to myself. It's okay. Yes, I would love to play first, please. And thank you. We have Unmoored Ego, but it's going to be too slow, so we need to mulligan this. We have a Lantern, but nothing to use the Lantern on, and a Yahini for turn 4. I think we have to mulligan this as well. That feels bad. I think we have to keep this, just for the sake of we have nothing else we can do. Opponent. By the way, good luck, Senberg. I know I forgot to say that. We're gonna put Island, Underground River on the bottom. We're gonna keep this Scheming Symmetry. It's hard to tell if it's gonna be any good. Do they think we're... Oh, we are a graveyard deck, huh? It doesn't matter super much. Our graveyard is just a resource. It's not our only resource. But they are right to bring in Leyline against us. Diluting their main strategy, though, doesn't really bother me that much. Hopefully they took a bad hand to get that Leyline, but it doesn't look like they did. We're just gonna play land and pass. Pretend we're holding up a counter spell. I think we're gonna lose this. We don't have a good Boggles matchup in general because of most of our removal is targeted, and Boggles is just real good against targeted removal across the board. Thought Scour. Let's go ahead and Thought Scour ourselves. I know that'll do nothing, but it's better than them having it. Yep, I think we pass. Opponent, what are you doing? Land? Rancor. Alright, I'm tempted to just scoop at that, but we're gonna keep playing it out. We have to see what our top card is at least, right? Oh, Codex Shredder does nothing. Yeah, I think we concede here. They sideboarded well. Leyline does a lot, but they didn't keep a bad hand to have it, so it was a good matchup for them. Let's go ahead and go into game 2 of the tournament, game 3 overall. Feeling a little less happy about it, but that is what it is. There's a reason Lantern Control isn't in the current meta, and it's because it's a little slow. So, if we're a little slow, that's alright. Let's see who we're up against now. Time in queue, super high. Don't you appreciate my singing? I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that to you. Twitch/YouTube. I'm sorry you had to listen to that while I wait for over a minute in queue. I don't think I've had to wait this long in queue before. Especially with 1,100 active players right now. Come on. Anyway, let's look at the deck for a sec. Let's see what we can see about the deck. I don't know why this isn't going sideways. Well, whatever. So, what can we do to make this deck stronger against Boggles in the future? Truthfully, maybe just having more... We don't have a good way to deal with Leyline, which is a problem, because a lot of people are going to be packing Leyline. Besides that, we just need a way to deal with hexproof creatures, which we don't really have. We have a significantly better matchup against Infect than we do Boggles. Without good board wipes, really, we're not going to have a good matchup. Oh, sorry. There we go. Ooh, yeah, I think we keep this. I think turn 1 Lantern, turn 2 Thought Scour us into a land, trying to use it to surveil them. Yeah, I think we can keep that. We need a black source, but we have the blue for the Logic Knot, which is important. Hopefully they're not playing something like Burn that's gonna be super fast. If they are, I think we can deal with it. We do have 2 removal spells in hand. We just need to find a black source to cast them. If we draw one, that'd be great. Otherwise, we're probably looking to not have one until turn 3 or so, which is a small problem. Good luck to you, Bison83. Concealed Courtyard. Okay. Not Burn, at least. Ooh, Drowned Catacombs is exactly what we were hoping to see. Drowned Catacombs or Watery Grave. Either one. Ooh, look. They're already going to draw land for us. Don't need to help that much, apparently. Really, what are we being but helpful? Oh, look, another land right there for them. Bitter Blossom. This on some kind of Esper or Orzhov control. I haven't seen blue, but Bitter Blossom generally. Well, what do we want to do here then? Everything we have is instant, so we're just going to pass the turn, of course. But I don't know what we're going to do on our opponent's turn. It kind of depends on what is on top of their library. Fortunately, we know what they're going to draw. Oh, look. Well, that kind of makes it easy for us, doesn't it? In that case, we're probably just going to have to... Well, we'll see if they cast any creatures we need to remove, but for the most part, we're probably just going to go ahead and thought scour ourselves at the end step. Oh, they're going to try and see if they can't find something better to put on top. Ooh, and they did. Intangible Virtue. Do I need to counter that? I think I do. Oh, but I can't. Alright. So they're going to be Orzhov tokens, which is fine. Let's go ahead and thought scour them. Get that Sorin out of there. And they have another Sorin on top. Of course they do. Well, at least we can use our Drown in the Lock now. To counter for one. Or Mana Leak actually is a good option here. I don't really want to draw that swamp, but we don't have a good way to stop us. So we're just going to have to. Spectral Procession. We really don't want them to draw that. Alright. Oh, they're not going to cast Soar, and they know that we're holding up counter magic for it, I guess. So let's go ahead and go for the throat. One of the fairy rogues. Drown in the Lock again. I think we just keep holding up counter magic. We can't let Spectral Procession or Sorin resolve, so we just need to counter, regardless of what they cast, pretty much. Lingering Souls, goddamn. Orzhov tokens, man. Just a lot of threats. And unfortunately, without a good way to surveil, we're kind of stuck with what we've got here. I could have Drowned in the Lock one of the tokens there, but Drowned in the Lock acts better as a counterspell right now than it does as a removal spell, because while the 2/2s are scary, they're not the scariest thing on the they could be. Or they could have. Yep, you know I'm gonna go ahead and counter that. None of these exile, right? Yep. None of them exile, so we're just gonna go ahead and Mana Leak, which is both our best and worst counterspell. It's best right now, but it gets progressively worse. Codex Shredder. Finally a way to forcibly surveil. But the question becomes, do I want to shock and get down this Tassiger for only exiling one card? I don't think I can do that anyway because I need mana up for cards. Let's see, so we need at least 2 mana up for Drown in the Loch. We will have 3 if we shock for Watery Grave, which means we'd have to exile 3, which means we couldn't counter anything with Drown in the Loch. We can crack the Lantern, though I don't want to do that. So I think we just go shields down here. Yeah, we'll pay 2 life, and we're going to go ahead and cast this Tasigur, exiling. Let's see, we're more likely to have another mana leak in our graveyard at some point. We need to put up a clock. I know that they're coming for us, but we need to have some kind of clock. It might be technically right to clear out our graveyard, then use Drown in the Loch to kill one of the fairy rogues. But we shall see. Sorin, yep. They waited for us to go shields down on it. I knew they would. But oh, that's lethal. Nope, not quite lethal. It brings us down to 1. But that's practically lethal. And we're not going to draw anything to get us out of this. Yep. That's a concede there. That's alright. They'd have to make a really bad decision to lose from there. We just need removal. I think we can bring in Pithing Needle for Sorin, but Sorin is probably the only Planeswalker, and so it's probably not worth getting Pithing Needle just for that. Ashiok isn't super useful here. And I feel like Logic Knot actually feels pretty bad here as well. It's a good counter spell, but the fact that we have to use up our graveyard just for it to work makes it hurt a little bit. Yeah, we'll keep that. Yeah, we will definitely keep that. We're going to start off on Codex Shredder, milling ourselves for 1, just to put some stuff in the graveyard for this Murderous Kite here. Because either way, we aren't going to affect what's happening turn 1, because we'll only have 1 of these out. Going to start on the island so I can get this Drowned Catacombs out untapped turn 2. We're just going to go ahead and mill ourselves so we can have 6. Technically not right, but also who cares? Duresses us. Oh, crap. That puts 2 lanterns in our graveyard, I suppose. Unless they want to take one of our removal spells. I could see them taking Yahini's expertise here, but yeah. Lantern's the better choice. Drowned Catacombs. They know what's in our hand besides Gurmag Angler, so we're just going to mill ourselves again. Honestly, if we had to have only 1 out, it's probably better to have Codex Shredder out just to feed our Delve spells. Because with Codex Shredder out, we can cast Gurmag Angler next turn and put an actual clock out. And that Intangible Virtue looks a lot less threatening with no creatures to buff. I say that, but they're probably going to cast like 4 creature making spells next turn. There we go. Turn 3 Gurmag Angler, not bad. Let's see what our opponent's going to do. Without us helping them find lands, I think they might miss a land here. That'd be nice. Because, you know, they need our help. We're just helping them. Now, they found another concealed courtyard. murderers cut some things, I think. I think we're gonna hold this Yahini's expertise. No, it's not. We're gonna go ahead and hold this Yahini's expertise because we know they are gonna just recast Lingering Souls for less anyway. Let's see if they want to trade off a spirit to save 5 health here. They do. I like to see that. That much less damage coming to our face soon. We're in a lot better of a position than we were last game. Just across the board. Let's see what they're going to be doing. Lingering Souls, okay. Guessing something. Auriok Champion. Protection from black and from red. Well, that protection, I don't believe actually is affected by Yahini's expertise, because it's not saying destroy, and it's not dealing damage. So I believe Yahini's expertise will still actually destroy Auriok's Champion, but I'm not 100% confident on that. We'll hold Scheming Symmetry for a second at least. We're just going to start off by Yahini's expertise. Oh wait, no, we can just cast Scheming Symmetry off Yahini's expertise, right? Scheming Symmetry. Choose you, choose me. And we both get a tutor for a card, right? Right? What am I looking for here? Do I just want to grab a lantern here? I think I just want to grab a lantern. Because we've got our main clock out right now. And yes, Yahini's expertise does blow up Auriok Champion. Feels good. Feels bad for them, I suppose, but feels good for us. What's sad here is we have to Codex Shredder them because, well, A, because we know that the code on top is the code we want, and B, because there's a chance they're going to get an actually good card here, even though they know that we're going to Codex Shredder them. I imagine they're just going to grab Lingering Souls because they know it's going to end up in their graveyard. And if so, that's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Besides Lingering Souls, I don't know what they would grab. They definitely had to think about it a lot. They grabbed another Auriok Champion. That was a mistake on their part, but whatever. They might have forgotten that we had Codex Shredder out. They might have thought they were in the clear, able to pick whatever they wanted. But no, that's not how this deck works. Spectral Procession. Well, let's just start by attacking with Gurmag Angler. Let's see if we can get them to attack to triple block and blow them out. I don't think we can. I think they're just gonna, block with one, which is the better option. But had to at least try, right? Let's play this lantern. Do we want to land? We don't want to land. We want them to have a land, though. Our best use, I think, is going to be to go ahead and Codex Shredder us right now, so we can get this Murderous cut off for 1 mana if we need to. Lingering Souls. Stony Silence. Alright. That's fine. At least I got one good use out of it. No, I got a good few uses out of Codex Shredder, didn't I? Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and go for the throw at one of these guys. And then do I want to Murderous Cut the other one? I think I do. Alright, so we can get the lands out of there for no real problem. Scheming Symmetry, and I believe we have more Go for the Throat mana costs than we do Euhenny's Expertise mana costs. Not 100% on that. Oh, I do that. Flaying Tendrils is a great card to have on top. I'm going to Thought Scour them now. And I don't want them drawing Secure the Wastes, but it doesn't matter that much, because we do have this Flaying Tendrils in hand. I'd actually like it if they cast that for their maximum mana cost. And not play any more Anthem effects, of course. More of these they have, the less likely we're going to be able to board wipe them. Thoughtseize. Oh, that makes me tempted to leave this Drowned Catacombs in my hand, make them spend it. I think that's actually what we do. Do we know what they have in their hand besides... Ah, they're going to shuffle their library. Just a land. That's perfect. Secure the Wastes? I had no idea you had that. Yeah, I think we just leave this land in hand and Flaying Tendrils now. Because we don't have any way to blow them out if they overblock. So it's better to just keep their board clear. We've got a 2-turn clock if they can't come up with any way to keep themselves alive, which is nice. Another Thoughtseize on top. I'm actually totally fine with them having that. We don't know what the one card in their hand is, but they don't seem super eager to cast it. Ah, but they're going to cast it. Another Secure the Wastes? It is. Dang. Alrighty then. Well, let's start by Thought Scouring ourselves. Gurmag Angler. That's nice. Let's move to combat. They're definitely going to overblock this Gurmag Angler. We'll be able to take out 2 of their warriors, which is fine. And then we'll play another Gurmag Angler. Man, they are really afraid of being blown out. I appreciate that, actually. They're doing their best not to be taken unawares. Land. Thought Scour. Flaying Tendrils, I suppose. I suppose the other one should have been Thought Scour. Huh. All good, though. Let's make him use this Thoughtseize on us. Make him think we have something. What are they tapping mana for? We know what's in their hand. Oh, right. Well, in that case, do we just let him go through? I think we just let him go through. Yeah, it's not worth trading a 2/2 warrior for a Gurmag Angler. That does make it hard for us. I think that vault might have been the nail in our coffin, yeah. Well, let's see how they block here. Opponent, what are you thinking? Do you just want to throw 2 in front of each of them and lose all your warriors? No, you're just going to take it. That makes sense, because you're gaining almost as much as you're taking there each turn. You definitely have the faster clock. This is where a Field of Ruin would feel really good. Or the ability to activate Codex Shredder. You know, one of those. Stony Silence is a really good answer to this deck as well. We'll see if we win any games besides the one we already have. If we... Well, joke's on you, opponent. We only have lands. They also know we only have lands because they've seen everything we've drawn. Like we know they have a hidden stockpile in hand. I think we have to scoop it up here because we know what's going to happen here. We'll attack, they'll take 10, go to 3, attack us, and we lose. I was hoping this deck would be feeling stronger than it is, but, you know, there's a reason Lantern Control isn't meta right now. I first started playing Modern when Lantern Control became a thing. And it really saddened me to see it go away, because it's just such a fun deck in its own way. I mean, I'm sure it's not fun for the opponent, but it's a control deck that, rather than trying to... We'll keep this. Rather than trying to just counterspell everything they're doing, you're instead trying to make it so you don't have to counterspell anything. It's very fun, in my opinion. I prefer to play against it over other decks. It looks like we might be playing against Burn. I hope not, because we don't have a good burn hand here. We're just going to F6 because there's nothing we're doing. Forgotten Cave. Soulscar Mage. Well, we're totally fine with them drawing that land. But we don't really... We want the land. Just trying to think if we have a way to drown in the lock this. I think we don't. I think we just... I think we let this Water Grave come in tapped and play another Lantern. And then F6. Through our turn. See what they want to do. If they're burn, it's better that they draw lands. Lava Dart. Oh, the mono red prowess. Then we don't really want... We want to get rid of as many of the lava darts as possible, specifically. Because lava dart in their graveyard means they want to flash it back. Which works out perfectly fine for us. Do I want to sack a lantern to make them shuffle that lava dart away, though? I think I do. I think that's what I do right here. Because it's better for them to just not have it. I think we let them keep Thrill, as it doesn't do much. It does allow them to grow the dorks a bit. Forgotten Cave on top. Okay, I'm cool with that. Oh, another Forgotten Cave. Man, that's 3 Forgotten Caves out of out of 4, I suppose. Yep, as is to be expected. We're gonna go ahead and, in response, we're gonna drown one of these Soulscar mages. Lightning bolt on top. We don't want them to keep that, but fortunately we can Thought Scour it next turn. Monastery Swift Spear. I think we still want to prioritize the Soulscar mages. Just because they're a significantly better card. Yeah, Henny's expertise is nice to see. Well, we're going to start off by Thought Scouring them. Land on top for both of us. Man, I don't think they've ever drawn this many lands in a game. We're really being so helpful. Let's see what they do. Crash through, that's a problem. It's not that big of a problem though, not as big as the Lava Dart. Well, let's let Crash Through resolve. They're gonna cast Lava Dart twice here, I imagine. Light up the stage. Okay. We're definitely taking a lot here. This drown in the lock will help, but it's still gonna hurt. Going to 10 against Prowess feels bad, but they're running low on resources, which is nice. Question is, do we want to shock Yahenni's expertise? Yeah, I think so, because we can get rid of that Lava Dart from with the Ashiok. The thing to note with Yahenni's expertise is the board wipe resolves second. So if you put down a creature which would be destroyed by Yahenni's expertise, it gets destroyed immediately, which is very irritating. Oh, that... Fortunate they had that Thrill possibility to get rid of that Bedlam Reveler. They're getting a lot of lands. Hope they like lands. Oh, we never looked at what they revealed. Metamorphose, Monastery, Swift Spear. So I imagine they're going to Swift Spear Firebolt here. Come in for 4. Lightning Bolt. Didn't even Swift Spear. Oh, they're planning on just burning us out, I guess. I don't like being this low against burn, of course, but we do have a decent level of control over the top of their library. Which makes this feel a little safer. And we have a threat out now, which is also a decent blocker. Well, they've lost these guys. Thrill of possibility. These thrill of possibilities have been very helpful for them. Lava dart. We're not letting them keep that. Oh, well, I guess we don't have a choice now. So they have 2 damage in hand. They need to find a third. Yep. Bedlam Reveler. Is Lava Dart instant? It is. Okay, so they're probably gonna use it in response to the Ashiok, which makes sense. We're gonna go ahead and Ashiok now anyway. Make them use it. Oh, they're not gonna. Okay. Well, let's start by Codex Shreddering them. The Wheel of Possibility, not in my house. Do we care about this Victim of Night? We really don't. Lava Dart. God damn, if they don't just keep drawing decent cards. Why is it tapping? Oh, because they only have basics. Oh, shoot. And we can't Field of Ruin ourselves. Okay, so they're gonna get that Lava Dart. Which... Yeah, we have to Lantern, because we can't let them get that. We don't know what's on top of their library anymore. But it is what it is. We just have to hope that we get 3 turns here. Well, we know they just drew a land there. Well, let's play a little bit. I think they have something on top. Firebolt, yeah. I think they still have something on top. Monastery Swiftspear. Dang, I'm good. I don't think they have anything left on top. Am I right? Probably not. Oh, they have something to pay. Firebolt. Oh, flashback. Yep, that does it. I forgot that had flashback. Otherwise, I would have Ashioked it. Well, Murderous Cut here is good. Nothing else matters. And nothing else matters. Scheming Symmetry is pointless. I don't know if we're going to win this, but it felt fun. If we lose this game, this is one of the most fun games I've lost. Gotta say. And it was close, all things considered. Yes, I would love to play first. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's shock the Watery Grave. It's worth it. That's it? That's all they want to do? Well, we'll play this Watery Grave tapped then. Dang. Seeing them not do anything is somehow scarier than seeing them do stuff. That's an intense mountain. The Wheel of Possibility. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Makes me wonder if they don't have some kind of transformative sideboard. Because I would expect there to be a bunch of creatures on the board right now, but there's none. Oh, okay. Let's just Fatal Push this. Fatal Push it now. Land. Monastery Swift Spear, okay. I'm just gonna take one here. I want them to commit to that Monastery Swift Spear before I cast Murders, before I kill it. Well, now we can just full cost a Gurmag Angler if we wanted to, but I think I'm just gonna tap Field of Ruin for a Codex Shredder. Use Codex Shredder on ourselves. Get the self-mill going. Oh, I wanted that card. It's okay. Destroy target artifact. Yeah, alright. I can't mana leak that because they'll just pay for it, which sucks. What I was saying earlier about how mana leak gets worse later in the game, you were. Firebolt, alrighty. Light up the stage. Alrighty. Manamorphose. Alrighty. So what's left in exile? Forgotten Cave. Another Manamorphose. Wow. It's gonna feel real bad when I just Murderous Cut this Monastery Swift Spear. Get 3 mana there, opponent. What do you want to do with it? Nothing? I think I should spend 1 of my graveyard resources. Let's see, probably Codex Shredder for Murderous Cut, just so that I can keep up mana leak. unlikely they have anything, but it's technically right. Never punished. Alrighty then. So I can thought scour myself and get down, leave up Mana Leak, and get down this Gurmag Angler. Wow. And I even drew a land off of it. So I have 6 cards in graveyard. Do I want to empty my graveyard, or do I just want to leave up enough for Mana Leak? I think I just leave up enough for Mana Leak. So that's 5 there, so how many more do I need? 2 more. So Lantern, Watergrave. Lava Dart. Do I just want to counter that? Let's save the 1 life and counter that now. Bedlam Reveler, yeah. Again, couldn't have Mana Leaked that. Couldn't have Mana Leaked that. Could have Mana Leaked that one. But I can also just Yohenni's Expertise it, so... Well, let's do this then. Okay, so they can get 4 power between the 2 of those using Lava Dart. If they have 1 spell in hand, they can kill Gurmag Angler, even if I Murderous Cut the Bedlam Reveler. I think I have to go ahead and Yohenni's Expertise here. Make them cast 2 spells, yeah. Alrighty then. Oh, are they gonna Lava Dart it again? Try and use my own Yohenni's Expertise to kill my Gurmag Angler? Fair enough. I still get this Kiln Fiend and the Bedlam Reveler off the field, and use up a lot of the resources, which works for me. What do we want to pull out of here? Mana Leak, I suppose. That only leaves them a Soulscar Mage and 1 card in hand, so I'm not super upset with how that went. I don't think they have any more Lava Darts in graveyard, do they? Nope. And they just happened to draw Light Up the Stage, of course. Do you think that was the top card? Mountain Bedlam Reveler. Figures. Bedlam Reveler was really the best card they could have gotten off that. Definitely shuffling our libraries with field here. And it doesn't matter. Alright, they have lethal pretty much no matter what I do. Because they have 6 power, roughly. They need to cast, what, 1 spell? So Monastery Swiftsphere plus 1 spell. I don't even need to see that. Well, damn, we've already lost. We're already 3-0. That feels bad. Alright, so apparently 10 ticks is not better than... 10 ticks more does not make a deck better than the deck we were playing last week, even. Well, not last week, I suppose 4 days ago. So, is it just that Lantern control is bad? Or is the deck I'm playing bad? Because I'm not playing Ancient Stirrings, which is definitely something that most people play in Lantern control. I was going more for a Dimir control deck that happened to be playing Lantern, but that might have been just too wide of an offering, too unfocused of a deck idea. Makes me tempted to play Ancient Stirrings Lantern, though. Let's see if we can win any games here at all. So we'll go in second here. Presumably. Good luck to you, JJ Streezy. And are we keeping this? I think so. I think we island Thought Scour here. Wait till they're in step, of course. Prismatic Vista. That means nothing except maybe a snow deck. Yep. Bant Snow. At least Simic Snow, but I'm feeling Bant. Show me a white mana opponent. Pillar of the Perins. Oh, is it Niv to Light? I think it might be Niv to Light. It's definitely at least Bant Snow. Yeah. Oh, fuck. I forgot Teferi's first line of text. I can't Thought Scour now. Oh, well. Let's Ghoulcaller's Bell, Codex Shredder. Just fill up our own graveyard, and then we will Thought Scour, Tasker next turn. Or Thought Scour, Tasker, whatever. Doesn't really matter too much. We did definitely lose out on a turn 1 Thought Scour, which is something I wanted. Which was a misplay on my part because I forget how cards work. But it's okay. And they're definitely playing Bant Snow. Pillar of the Perins might be playing some Niv to Light bit. Gonna bounce my Ghoulcaller's Bell. They just wanted the extra card, I think, because they absolutely should have waited. Oh. Well, let's Thought Scour ourselves. Yeah, Henny's expertise. Codex Shredder ourselves. Ghoulcaller's Bale. play a water grave. Yep. Let's thought scour ourselves again. Embodiment of agonies. Yep, let's go ahead and Tassiger now. So, let's get Lantern, Watergrave, Drowned Catacombs, Thought Scour. How much does that leave us? 1. Well, let's get Ghoul Color's Bell then. And Chaos. This Ice Fang Codal doesn't have Death Touch yet, so when we get down this embodiment next turn, it'll be good. But they're gonna have 3 snow permanents now. 3 other snow permanents, so they need to get 1 more snow permanent for Ice Fang Codal. Quaddle. I don't know which one's correct. I want them to commit to the board a little bit before I get Henny's expertise. They have a lot of creatures if I think I know what deck they're playing. The 2 Pillar of the Perins concerns me a bit that I don't know what they're playing. But Bant Snow has a lot of multicolored, so but yeah, I want them to commit to the board so that I can go ahead and fully wipe it clean. Kaya's Guile. Ooh. That's a problem. That is a problem indeed. Fortunately, we can get down this Ashiok next turn to start filling up our graveyard again. Logic Knot. Do we just want to play Ghoul Color's Bell and hold up Logic Knot? Do we care? Or yeah, I think we land Underground River, Ghoul Color's Bell. Then we Ashiok. Make them bounce it, giving up their Teferi and still letting us use it. Unfortunately, we only have 3 different CMCs for embodiment right now, which sucks. I imagine they're going to flash in another Codal here. No? Left up exactly Quaddle mana. Oh no, they're not gonna bounce Ashiok here. Works for us, of course. They have black, so they must be playing Niv Delight then. Yep, there's Niv. Niv Mizzet Reborn. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a bad Niv, if in all honesty. Who's he attacking? Me? Okay. Might have been smarter to leave up Logic Knot to stop that. Probably was. Fortunately, we can drop a very large embodiment here, I hope. not looking super big, but are there any here that we need to counter? We need to counter Assassin's Trophy if they cast it. Still only gonna be a 4-power embodiment? Damn. Alright, in that case, we're gonna hope that they try to cast Assassin's Trophy next turn and we can Logic Knot it. Another Pillar of the Parents. Presumably, yep, all at me. Doesn't care at all about my Ashiok. Maybe I should turn this deck into some kind of Dimir. Dimir Dredge, because I'm already down to 18 cards in library. Alright, now it's going to be a 7-power embodiment, but they'll be able to Assassin's Trophy it. I think I have to hold off to get a land. Alternatively, I could Yahinis Expertise and drop it, but then they'll just Assassin's Trophy. I just have to pass and hope I draw a land for this Logic Knot, which hurts, really hurts. And they can still bounce it with Teferi. Oh, yep, that's lethal. Let's go to game 2. Unmoored Ego is great here. We can get rid of Niv before he resolves it. And Pithing Needle's great here. We can stop 3 Fairy. Do we want to bring in Ashiok, though? Is that the question? I don't think we care to. They're not going to be playing enough creatures to make it worthwhile. And they definitely have ways to get rid of it. Alright, so what are we pulling out for this? Our removal feels great, but Mana Leak doesn't. And Scheming Symmetry, I think, is just too situational in this matchup. They have too many silver bullets that if we get stuck with a Scheming Symmetry and no way to mill their top card, it's just blank for us. This deck was originally built around Scheming Symmetry, actually. The ability to Thought Scour / Codex Shredder / Ghoul Caller's, not Ghoul Caller's Bell, but you know, the rest of them. Away the tutor while keeping ours was interesting enough that I wanted to try it. This is a risky keep, but we do have a redraw in our hand and we get to go first, so we're gonna try it. That's not a land, and neither well, one of the cards we milled was the top one. Of course it was. Land? Please deck. Justify my risky keep. Oh! It's a tap land, but it counts. Let's Let's Ghoul Caller's Bell. I just feel like they have something good on top of their library, and I want to see it. Land. I was wrong. I was wrong about what was on top of their library. Pillar of the Perrons. Teferi? Yep. Bouncing Ghoul Caller's Spell. That's just insulting. Another tap land. Well, we could actually keep up Drowning Lock, but I don't think there's any reason to. We're just gonna replay Ghoul Caller's Bell and replay Ghoul Caller's Bell. Got an Assassin's Trophy out of the top of the library, that's good. Oh, they're shocking. What are they playing? Ah, Utopia Sprawl. I think they're about to try and cast Niv on their next turn. Of course, if we ever turn this into Dredge, we take out the Codex Shredders and the Ghoul Caller's Bells. But like a mid-range Dredge would be an interesting idea instead of aggro. There's definitely enough pieces in Dimir colors. Most of the pieces are in Dimir colors, actually. Definitely not super budget, though. And that's what this series is about. It's about playing Magic for cheap. Alright. Show me the Niv. Let me counter it. No? No, you don't want me to counter your Niv? I feel obligated to just keep Ghoul Caller spelling. Do I want to drop the 2 Codex Shredders? See if I can mill them out. Let's try. Oh, they also have Drown in the Lock. I bet it's a sideboard card, maybe? No, actually, I mean, it'd be a good main deck card for them. I don't think I can mill them out. I'm just, you know, playing around. Alright, is that Niv there? For some reason the black mana didn't show up. Bring to light. Yep. I can't counter anything because of Teferi, which sucks. But Three Fairy is really an overly powerful card. Do 3 cards? What 3 cards? One of these two, probably not Teferi, considering they already have a Teferi. I can drown in the lock the Niv-Mizzet, which is fortunate at least, but I can't do it on their turn, which sucks. So they do get in one good hit. Are they going to cast another? No. Okay. It'd be weird if they did. So Kaya is some graveyard hate for them. Gonna exile one of my Codex Shredders, okay. Yep. What's funny is I haven't milled any of my sideboard cards. Or any of my my lanterns. For that matter. I know that most lantern control decks also have ways to pull things out of the hand. I should probably be running at least Duress and that Surveil one. I can't remember the name of it. This might be a deck that's worthy of rebuilding when it inevitably goes 0-5. I imagine they're going to counterspell it, and then I'll have to drown in the lock again. Dovin's Veto. It not being able to be countered is irrelevant when I can't cast things at instant speed. Just saying. Another counterspell there. You only have red and one blue. One red, one blue. Not enough for another Dovin's Veto, and all you're playing is multicolored counterspells, so. Ah, I had an Unmoored Ego on top. I wanted that. Not that it matters a whole lot. We're just going, we're going on the mill, like, tertiary plan. It'd be funny if I had if the sideboard were transformative, turn it into a full mill deck after sideboarding. What are you doing, opponent? Embodiment of Agonies. Well, might as well run it out, make them use the removal spell. Actually, let's do this first. Seven. Do you have another Dovin's Veto, opponent? No? They might decide to bounce it with Teferi just for the extra card. Who knows? I'm just trying to get that supreme verdict out of their hands. An embodiment is a scary card. Flying Death Touch 7/7. Dreadball. Okay, yeah. I love this. Because embodiment is in the graveyard, it counts as 8 now. Another Niv. Fatal Push doesn't stop that. Bring to Light, which is the same. Cast with 5 colors. I wonder what they could get that's 5 colors. No idea. What's funny is they actually had another one left in the library. Looks like they still probably have 2 more in the library. Alrighty then. So. And they have another Bring to Light. Wow. I think Lightning Helix is pretty much done here. Yep. Lightning Helix. Lightning Helix. Deal 1 damage. Yep. Alrighty then. So we are 4-0. Wait, no, that's not right. The other one. Oh god. Seeing this deck do this is so sad. It's like watching a child run into a wall repeatedly. If anyone has any suggestions on how to improve this deck, I would love those. Because this deck, I want it to be good. I know it's not, but I want it to be. I think it has some level of potential. It's definitely not there. The 0-4 proves that. But there's something here. I mean, what more could it need? I think it just needs a complete redesign. It either needs to pick up green for Ancient Stirrings and go more into the lantern aspect, or it needs to cut the lantern package and just become Dimir control. We're gonna keep this because it is a good hand. Okay. Inspiring Vantage. We're just gonna go ahead and undo that and Thought Scour on their end step, not ours. Flagstones of Trocaire. Well, that's a problem. And I forgot to cast Thought Scour again. Sacred Foundry. So the red, white, Ponza. Well, fortunately we don't need a whole lot of lands, especially not with this hand. But I would like to keep this watery grave so I can get this drowned catacombs in untapped. Suppression field. Alright, well that makes our mill pieces a little worse. But it doesn't stop us from playing a Gurmag Angler, which is nice. I think we have to go ahead and play it now while we can. Consequences be damned. It'll definitely make this embodiment worse. Oh, come on. Can I use Delve to pay for that? Oh. No, I'm not gonna do that. Red-white control is gonna beat us. That hurts. Ghostly prison. Alrighty then. Well, I think we just lantern, hold up logic knot. It's a little late, but we can choose whether we want to play Codex or Ghoul Collars next turn and activate it. Pillage. We know they have Simian Spirit Guide, but we have to make them use it, I think. Benedict. Damn. No, we're not going to do that. Alright, so we know what's in their hand then. Just a Simian Spirit Guide. Well, Underground River. Let's go ahead and play this Ghoul Caller's Bell and activate it for 2 mana. We know what's in your hand, you can't do anything. Boom Bust is worst. It's worse. God dang. Oh well. Feels bad to be the worst control deck. Well, they have Boom Bust in their hand. They can only cast it for boom, which is fine. Mana Tithe on top. Drown in the Loch. We want that, because we need counter spells in this matchup. Not that it matters a whole lot at this point, because I'm pretty sure we've lost, but it's worth finding out, right? So they're going to turn that Sunbaked Canyon into a Simian Spirit Guide? Nope. Oh, wow. Nope. Alrighty then, we'll we're just gonna hold up this drown in the lock / codex shredder. Makes sense to do this now. And we're fine with them drawing that. Not fine with them drawing that, but we can handle that in a second. So we know what their hand is still. And it's not good. It's 2 Simian Spirit Guides. Oh, they're gonna start hard casting Spirit Guides. Oh, that feels bad, man. I'm gonna let this resolve and kill it with Victim of Night. Alrighty then. I think we go ahead and Gold Collar spell this. Because we're not going to be able to... That hurts. 5 cards in graveyard. We can crack this Lantern and play the Gurmag Angler. Get that pillage off the top of the library, but we don't know what will be on after that. I think we just Codex Shredder here. Suppression field. Shoot. In hindsight, we should have used drown. Should put drown in. Use drown in the lock instead. Because now it costs 4 to activate Gold Collar's Bill. Simian Spirit Guide. Don't care. Well, it costs 4 to attack. Let's go ahead and drop this Gurmag Angler. Holding up Drown in the Lock. Not that they have anything that they're going to draw that I care about. Because we know what's on top of the library, we're going to go ahead and pay the 4 to attack here. Stone Rain. Are they going to scry that away? We don't really care about their temple. It's a way for them to put the top card of their library on the bottom of their library. Because they, just like us, they can see what's on top of their library. So it's irrelevant. Do we care about Stone Rain is the question, or would we rather just attack them? I think we would rather just attack them. But we should put down this Lantern. Both for mana efficiency and just because we don't want them to end up somehow blowing up a Lantern when we don't have a chance to care about it. That works for me. Really, our best draws here, as weird as that sounds, or as weird as this will sound, are going to be lands. Just because they're going to have a lot of Stone Rain effects, and we need to make sure we have enough mana to pay for the Ghostly Prison. Their best draws for us are going to be lands as well, actually. So as long as we both draw lands, we're happy. That Sunbaked Canyon actually shouldn't have Temple of Triumphed that Sunbaked Canyon away. Ooh, sideboarding! We actually picked up a game against them. Well, seems like removal is not going to be practical. We'll putting those in. They don't really seem to have planeswalkers. Could have just not drawn them, but doesn't seem like they do. So pull out Fatal Push. Pull out Yahenni's Expertise. And pull out this Ashiok, one of. Because... you know. Good luck to you, Ice9, but I do hope you lose, because I'd like at least one win this round. This go round. It's really dangerous to keep a one-lander here. I don't think I can. Just because we know what they're doing. And one of the things they're doing is blowing up our lands. The Boros Land Destruction Tax Control. Something in there. It's an interesting deck. I've seen it around before. I believe I saw Marin running it. Marin Moon. Go check out her channel if you have the time. She's a very interesting streamer. Has some good brews. Manatithe. Yeah, okay. This might have been a Saffron Olive, though. Saffron Olive list. Well, let's just land and pass. Losing Lantern of Insight sucks. It's how we won last game. But I don't think it's the end of the world here. They're definitely going to try and blow up. Yep. Let's just go ahead and Mana Tithe that. Mana Leak. They have Mana Tithe. Ooh, Scheming Symmetry. Have no way to use that right now, though. We're just going to sit here behind our Drown in the Lock. Hopefully they don't have a 3-mana counter spell, actually. I should have thought about that. Might should have shocked the Watery Grave. Ghostly Prison. Yep. Just passing back. This is not a matchup where we want to be missing land drops. Not that we ever want to be missing land drops, but we really don't want to be missing them right now. This is definitely something we need to counter. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that they can't just get me with a monkey. Ashiok. Well, activated abilities cost 2, but still kind of worth it. Especially now that we know that they're running with Kindling Phoenix. Just to double check, I know that this is the case. Yeah. Yep. Worth checking though. I could have been wrong about the ruling there. Ghostly prison. Well, that's not how we're planning on winning anymore. Well, that's actually scheming symmetry. Do we just want a scheming symmetry for a land? Is that what we're doing here? Is that what we're doing here? Let's scheming symmetry. Let's see what we're grabbing. With Ashiok, we can just exile whatever they grab. I think we just have to grab a land. As bad as that feels, we can grab a Field of Ruin to help mill them out, or an Unmoored Ego. Don't know what we would grab exactly. Yeah, I think we just grab a land. Let's grab this Drowned Catacombs. Let's see what they exiled. Alrighty then. Looks like it was the right choice to grab a land. Trinisphere. Well, Trinisphere fortunately doesn't do much against us at the moment. Ooh, Rekindling Phoenix and Simic Spirit Guide. Well. We could play this Ghoul Caller spell, I suppose, but nah. Doesn't matter a whole lot. Actually, let's play Lantern. Probably should have played that before we... Never mind. Doesn't matter. Funny that the one card they had was Mana Tithe. Well, now we have Drown in the Lock. It's a good counter spell. They don't have a whole lot of things that cost Yeah, we have to counter that. Okay. They had another Mana Tithe in hand. Damn, that's all. That's 3 of their 4 Mana Tithes. They're gonna time me out just by making me pay mana. It makes you want an auto tapper. I'm sorry, that's not funny. Playing a flagstones here does not feel right. Oh, they choose not to fetch. They just played the fit. They just played it. What are they doing? Storm Breath Dragon. That's fine. I would like a land, though, so I can play this embodiment. Who are they attacking with that? Me? Why would they attack me? What have I ever done? I'd like a land so I don't have to give up. Yay! Exiling this stuff. I'm just gonna assume that 0 cards means they have no more Mana Tithes in hand. Is that scooping from them? No? They're still gonna play. Alright. I'll happily trade off this embodiment for Storm Breath. I do not care. Land? Sunbaked Canyon? Draw? Tap out to use Sunbaked Canyon. This is why we have Ashiok. I'm just gonna go out and say it. I mean, when we're sitting here behind our walls, neither one of us able to do anything. Ashiok's just a potential win condition. Let's Lantern. Storm Breath. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Drown in the Lock is a way to get rid of it, though. So they'll get one good hit in, and then I'll blow it up. Pro White, fortunately, doesn't mean anything to us. I love how Ashiok has a higher loyalty total right now than my life total. Than my starting life total, mind you. Well, the tertiary plan actually seems like it's going okay. So let's see what your last potential draw is, opponent. Stone Rain. That doesn't do it. That does not do it. Yep. Well, okay. Let's go talk about the wrap up. Let's go do that wrap up thing. The deck. How do I feel about the deck? I came into it so excited. Won the practice round, doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Just sat down, made the opponent not do anything, and then killed them. Felt good. Going into the league, 1-4. That hurts. Our one win was against truthfully janky Boros control, and we won by just milling them out with Ashiok, which is why Ashiok's in the sideboard. Again, for control matchups where I can just sit behind my counter spells and removal spells and exile his entire library over like 100 turns. So Ashiok definitely showed why he's in there. Is he the best card for that slot? I don't know. As far as the deck itself, losing 4 matches feels bad. I don't know what should have been done to make that work better, honestly. The deck as it sits obviously is not where it needs to be. I think it's trying to do too much. I think it's trying to be a Lantern control deck without any real way to find Lantern. Because even Scheming Symmetry, I rarely picked up Lantern with Scheming Symmetry. I got Scheming Symmetry twice, I think, and I picked it up one of those times. So overall, I feel like this either needs to be Dimir control or Lantern of Insight. It can't be both. Maybe I might either make a Dimir control deck and play that on the channel, or I might switch out blue for green and go full Lantern of Insight, running main deck duress effects. Or I might even try to go Sultai and run a lot of control duress and all those effects. Overall, I felt like when we had Lantern of Insight out, we did okay. Lantern definitely made the deck work, and it just not having it was just a huge problem. It might have needed maybe some trinket mages, various other effects to get more Lantern of Insights. So maybe I build a Sultai version of this deck and attempt to make it built more around Lantern of Insight. Definitely not where it needs to be. Anyway, if you guys have any thoughts on the deck, on my awful playing, then please give me a like, give me a subscribe, comment at the bottom, tell me what you think about it, and that's it for the wrap up. Thank you so much.